Hi guys, my name is Pratik Joshi and welcome to yet another episode of Tales of Goa. As you all know, summers in Goa means scorching heat and uncontrollable sweat. But it is during this time that Goa gets one of its most prized possessions, which is Urrak, the jungle juice. So in today's episode, we are going to be covering everything there is to know about Urrak. So without wasting much time, let's get started. For those who don't know what Urrak is a seasonal refreshing alcoholic drink which is made from our state fruit cashew. To understand a bit more about this, we need to understand its history and how it became so popular. So the story goes something like this. The Portuguese were already settled in Goa, and in the 1740s there were many instances of topsoil erosion which was caused by the strong monsoon winds. Since the Portuguese already had their colonies established in Brazil, what they did was they saw that this cashew tree was offering very good resistance to soil erosion, which is why the cashew fruit was brought to Goa. Having the right climate, the cashew plantations flourished and offered a great produce. So since the produce was even better than what the Portuguese had expected, even better than Brazil, so they started consuming the nuts and the apple was disposed of. The disposed cashew caught the eye of the local Goans, and soon enough they understood its true value. This cashew apple is squeezed to obtain the cashew juice. This juice is distilled once to get Urrak, distilled twice to get FENI. So until this time, Goans used to only consume coconut-based liquor, which wasn't strong enough but then served the purpose. Since Goans had experienced something stronger than coconut-based liquor, they instantaneously switched to cashew-based alcohol, which is Urrak and FENI. Due to the length of this video, I cannot cover all the topics related to the cashew, but I will cover them soon enough. But for now, let's dive into Urrak. Starting with how Urrak got its name, that still remains a mystery. However, I was able to dig in a bit and I found this beautiful book on Goa called as Sossegado by Clyde D'Souza. So in that it is mentioned that when Urrak was concocted, it became a people's favorite very soon. So there is a possibility that this name could have come from the former Portugal queen, Queen Urraca. But now this is the truth or not, that still remains debatable. Since the origin of Urrak is clear now, let's get into the process of making Urrak. So I'm in Pororim at a small Urrak manufacturing unit which is managed by Gokuldas Govekar and his family, who have been in this process of making Urrak for generations. So I'm going to be spending some time with them to understand how Urrak is extracted. So let's go. So usually step 1 of the process starts in the afternoon, where all the family members search the plantations for the cashew fruit which has fallen down from the tree. This is a bit of a tedious job because locating the fruit on the ground is very tricky. Since this is a remote jungle location, there are chances of encountering wild animals early in the morning, which is why the process takes place in the afternoon. Hey Yash, lokang sang subscribe kar my channel ak mare.
Subscribe, like.
Thank you. Step 2 is basically separating the cashew nut from the apple. I know from the images it looks great, but trust me, it is very messy and your hands smell like cashew no matter how much you try to wash them. Step 3 is crushing the cashew apples to obtain its juice, which is called as ros in Konkani. Traditionally, this used to be done using feet, but since it requires a lot of effort and since there is shortage of manpower these days, it has been replaced by rose removing machine. However, many places still the traditional way is used, provided they have the manpower for it. All these processes take place in the Urrak manufacturing facility, which is called as a Mer in Konkani. The residue collected in the sacks is kept overnight under huge stone so that they aid in the process of extracting NIRO. Step 4 is storing the rose in huge barrels and preserving them for a few days overnight before distillation. Traditionally, this process used to take place with earthen pots which used to be underground, but over time things have changed quite a bit in these areas. A point to note here is that once the rose has been drained from the main pit, a clear stream of liquid emerges from the pit, which is called as NIRO. All you need to know about NIRO for now is that it is a non-alcoholic drink with a shelf life of 1 to 2 days. Step 5 is taking the preserved rose from the barrels and putting it in the boiling pot, which is made of bronze because of its nutrition retaining values. Around 7 buckets of rose is poured into this pot and the pot is sealed properly with clay dipped cloth strips. If not sealed properly, the whole process can fail.
हे वयर कित्याक बसप आसता?
हेच पॅक जमले न्हू
आं
जाता हे पॅक जाय जाल्यार हेजेर फेर मांडली
ओके हे जर पॅक जायना जाल्यार मागीर ती सारकें येना
वारो वारो भायर सांगलो
ओके ओके
Wooden logs are burnt continuously inside the fireplace to heat up this rose. A helical pipe which connects the interior of the pot runs through a pool of cool water and emerges outside the entire setup to provide the urrak. It takes approximately 45 minutes for the distillation process to take place and for the fumes to emerge out as fresh urrak. This requires proper heating throughout the process, hence this process requires constant supervision. So many families such as the Govekars are keeping this tradition of urrak extraction alive in Goa. So if you come across any of these families, don't forget to thank them for preserving this custom in Goa. So here is a batch of freshly prepared urrak which has been distilled this morning. In terms of its color, you can see it is transparent or cloudy or misty, whatever you call it. In terms of smell, it seems like a fresh juicy cashew has been cut open right in front of you, and in terms of taste it is a mixture of sweet, sour and bitter. Now in terms of consuming this drink, it has a shelf life of few days provided you store it in a cool and dry place. Also it depends person to person basically how you want to consume this. You want to take shots or if you want to mix it with something. Now commonly limca is used as a mixture, but there are many other mixtures which are used with this provided they have the base of lemon. So in terms of not only the mixing but also the environment plays a vital importance while consuming urrak. If you have an environment which has a lot of sunlight and is windy in nature, that might be slight of a problem. But also in terms of consuming urrak near a beach side, it is very dangerous because after a couple of drinks, you might not know your way around. So drink responsibly. To understand more on how to make a perfect glass of urrak, I am visiting Agwer Tawen in Verem. You will always find a smiling sheriff welcoming you to his cozy tawen. Sheriff here has a special urrak recipe which I personally like to call the Sheriff's Special. So 2 Sheriff's Special coming right up. You will find urrak based cocktails in each and every restaurant in Goa. However, to try it at its best, try urrak at a local tawen near you. So that is it for this episode of Tales of Goa, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you think I have left out any information regarding urrak in this video, don't forget to mention that in the comment section below. So I guess I'll be seeing you for the next episode. So until then, be happy, stay safe, take care of your loved ones. Dev bare karu. Cheers. Like,
share
Just subscribe.